comes from Alex Bromley. He wants to know what my own personal training protocols are and what do I attribute to my incredible endurance. Alright, well, let me answer the second part of that question first. My incredible endurance is almost all mental. I do have, genetically speaking, I have more slow twitch muscle fibers than fast twitch muscle fibers, which means I can just keep going and going. But part of that also comes down to my mentality. When I first started lifting weights, I was very determined to be bigger and stronger, and I was willing to do whatever it took. I trained 7 days a week, and I would train 3 to 5 hours straight every time I worked out for the first 3 to 5 years. Until I was about 19, I trained like that. So the first 4 years. When I got into the military, which was 3 years into my training, I became an airborne ranger. And what I learned as an airborne ranger through the training is that your body can handle tremendous, punishment. Your body is capable of so much. It can just keep going and going. When I not only was I an airborne ranger, but I also went to the Army Special Forces selection in Camp McCall, North Carolina, at Fort Bragg. And again, there, you're tested mentally with these endurance challenges. Like they'll set up cones, and you have to wear this fucking 80 to 90 pound rucksack with your LCE, and it has to weigh a certain amount in the beginning of the road march, and it also has to weigh a certain amount at the end. So they want you to weigh, they have you all your gear, and they weigh you with full water canteens. It has to weigh 80 to 90 pounds, sometimes 100 pounds, and if it doesn't weigh that same amount at the end of the road march, then you have an integrity violation, and you fail, and you can get kicked out of the schooling, out of the training. So it's a lot of mental training that special operations they do to you, and they would set these cones up, and they'd make you wear this heavy rucksack, and they'd say follow the cones until the cones end, and you had no idea how long you were going to road march for. You're road marching in sand. You're not road marching on pavement even. And it might be one time around the compound, or it might be 30 miles that you're walking. And it's to be done as quickly as possible. So you're moving as fast as you can. And my goal in all the special operations training that I ever did was, when it came to physical challenges like that, my goal was to be the first one done every single time. And I was the first one done every single time, because I prided myself on being mentally tougher than everybody else. I was not going to stop moving. I would not rest until the mission was complete. And I took that same mentality into my weight training. I just wanted to be strong and big. And at that time, I was 160 pounds when I went to Special Forces selection. When I went to Ranger training, I was 155 pounds. When I graduated Ranger school, I was 146 pounds. When I went to Special Forces training, I was 165, and when I finished that course, I was 150. And that was only a 4-week-long course. Ranger school was 66 days, but you also had a pre-Ranger course that was 24 days or 3 weeks long that you had to pass first before you could graduate on and before you could move on to the actual Ranger school course. Anyway, so what I learned as a Ranger was how to be really tough, how to just not give up on myself and not quit. And what that taught me is that the body is capable of withstanding tremendous abuse. It will do what you tell it to do. It's the mind that gives up before the body does. So when I've done these like 100 rep squats and these 50 rep squats with these big weights or these big deadlifts, these prolonged deadlifts, it's not that I don't hurt, it's not that I don't feel the pain, because trust me, I feel the pain. It's that my mind is such that I said I was going to do something, and especially when I'm filming or when I'm in a gym setting, when I got people around me, I'm there to demonstrate the true strength within me. I'm there to demonstrate how different I am than everybody else. Like the power of my mind separates me from everybody else. I'm not the strongest 1 rep guy, but I like to think of myself as I have a great, well-rounded package. I can lift really heavy singles, but I also have an ability to endure massive discomfort and pain, because I know, based on my past experiences being in the military, that my body will continue to go as long as I can keep it together mentally. If I don't think anything but mission accomplishment, I will accomplish my mission. If I let pain and doubt creep into my mind, then I will fail. So I just block that. When I start to feel pain, I don't tell myself, I don't focus on it. I purposely focus on numbers. So I strategize. So when I hit these 100 rep sets, it was 20 sets of 5. And I was determined. I told myself I can do anything 5 times. No matter how tired I am, I just put myself in a mindset that if my life depended on it, like when I was back in the military, if my life depended on it, could you continue to keep moving? If somebody was trying to kill you, could you continue to keep moving? And I just put myself in that kind of mindset, and I make myself do it. Regardless of how I'm feeling, regardless of the pain, I make myself continue forward. And so that's a lot of the reason why I have great endurance, is because I just force myself to do it. I don't give myself any other option. I tell myself, you're going to make your reps or you're going to break yourself trying. And I'm willing to break myself. I've torn both my biceps off training. I'm not afraid to get hurt. I'm not afraid to get injured. I'm not trying to get injured. But to accomplish my goal, I'm willing to take my body to that limit. As far as my training protocols, I'm constantly changing my reps and sets. Constantly changing my reps and sets. That's how I continue to grow stronger every year. I'm not getting any bigger anymore. I've reached my max size, but I continue to grow stronger because I continually change things up. I'm constantly testing myself, constantly changing it up with the exercises and the sets and the reps, the rest periods in between, and I'm just constantly challenging myself. And then I'm also, my techniques, my body positionings are improving as time goes on. That's really how I'm getting better. Is I'm just technically getting more proficient. I'm getting more flexible. I'm practicing flexible. I'm just practicing things that I don't normally practice because I got the strength training, I got the mentality down. Now I just got to work on the other parts of my body that are weak, like my flexibility and my technique. You can always develop better technique. So that's it. That's the mindset that I have, and that's how I'm able to do the things that I do. So hopefully that answers your question.